Hello everyone. Let me start with a confession. Last week I asked ChatGPT to help me organize my research papers. It did a decent job, but then suggested I should focus on papers about artificial intelligence in Islamic banking because it noticed I studied at an Islamic boarding school. The AI made an assumption based on limited data, which is exactly what we'll be discussing today. I'm Mansur Arief, Executive Director of the Stanford Center for AI Safety. Today we'll explore what AI really is, why it matters particularly for emerging economies countries like Indonesia, where I come from, and what we need to do to ensure AI serves humanity's diverse needs, not just the privileged few. Before we dive into AI, let me briefly share my journey because it shapes how I see these challenges. I spent 7 years at an Islamic boarding school in South Sulawesi, studying Islamic jurisprudence and way of life. Now I'm at Stanford working on AI safety. This might seem like an unusual path, but it's precisely this kind of diverse perspective we need in AI development. At Carnegie Mellon, my PhD focused on certifiable evaluation for safe autonomy. Essentially, how do we mathematically prove a self-driving car won't hurt someone? Now at Stanford, I work with Professor Michael Kokendorfer in the Stanford Intelligent Systems Laboratory and Professor Jeff Cares in the Mineral X on sustainability applications. We collaborate with Torsk Robotics, Toyota Research Institute, mining and energy transition companies, NASA, organizations where AI safety isn't theoretical, it's life and death. Here's something that should make everyone, including those from emerging economies, pay attention. Countries like Indonesia represents 5.7% of global ChatGPT users. We're the seventh largest user base worldwide. India is even larger. But here's my question. If we're such massive consumers of AI, why aren't we shaping its development? This graph shows ChatGPT's explosive growth. But growth isn't always good. When my mother uses AI for health advice, she's using a system trained primarily on American medical data. When Indonesian students use AI for homework, they're getting answers shaped by Western educational paradigms. We're digital consumers without being digital creators. People often ask me, is AI safe? My answer is always yes if we use it responsibly. But responsible use requires understanding. You wouldn't drive a car without knowing what brakes do, would you? Let me demystify AI with a simple example. Imagine teaching someone who's never seen animals to distinguish cats from dogs. First, we collect thousands of images. Think of it as creating the world's largest photo album of pets. But here's what most people don't know. We split this data, 80% for teaching, 20% for testing. Why? Because memorization isn't understanding. During training, the AI looks for patterns, ear shapes, fur texture, tail length. It's drawing invisible mathematical boundaries between catness and dogness. My PhD work focused on proving these boundaries are reliable. Can we mathematically guarantee the AI won't suddenly classify your cat as a dog, or worse, as a threat in a security system? Testing reveals the truth. AI makes mistakes. Those red X marks, in a pet app, they're amusing. In medical diagnosis, potentially fatal. Then comes deployment, and everything looks perfect with clear, professional photos. But reality is messier. What about cartoon cats? Instagram filters, a dog wearing a cat costume. At Carnegie Mellon, we call this the deployment gap, the chasm between laboratory perfection and real-world chaos. This slide is my favorite teaching tool. Left side, San Diego traffic, orderly, predictable, following rules. Right side, Jakarta, where traffic lights are apparently suggestions and motorcycles flow like water finding cracks. I consulted for an autonomous vehicle company that wanted to expand to Southeast Asia. Their AI was trained in California. In simulations of Jakarta traffic, their car literally wouldn't move. It was paralyzed by constant rule violations it couldn't process. The AI was like a classical pianist asked to play gamelan, technically capable but culturally clueless. Here's Messi, but watch the goalkeeper. The AI blocked every conventional shot perfectly. Then in the last example, it failed. I want us to discuss why is that the case. Let's pause for a minute or two to discuss this. Any other thoughts? This is what keeps me awake at night. In a game, it's funny, but what's the equivalent backward kick in medical AI, in criminal justice algorithms, in financial systems? These edge cases, rare but possible events, can have devastating consequences. Look at these identical traffic scenes. Add invisible digital noise, and suddenly the AI can't see the traffic light. This isn't hypothetical. My colleagues and I have demonstrated this vulnerability repeatedly. The bias problem is even worse. See this code? It literally programs gender discrimination into Indonesian teacher salary system. Males get a 1.1 multiplier, females 0.9. This isn't a bug, an AI agent agentically coded this without prompt to do so. When I show this to my students, they're shocked, but it reflects the biases of whatever data used to train these agents. Most concerning are adversarial attacks. By adding specific noise patterns, we can make a system to see a panda as a gibbon, a stop sign as a yield sign. Researchers have done this with simple stickers on real stop signs. Imagine the implications for autonomous vehicles, security systems, medical imaging. This exponential growth in AI capabilities isn't just technological progress, it's a new form of geopolitical power. Look at who's building these models, primarily the US and China. Where's Indonesia? Where's Africa? Where's Latin America? Even more concerning, English dominates 49% of internet content, Indonesian just 1.1%. When AI trains on this data, whose worldview does it learn? Whose values does it encode? I often tell my Indonesian colleagues, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. Stanford's AI Index reveals a troubling paradox. Indonesia ranks among the highest for AI optimism. We believe AI will improve our lives, but we're not in the top tier for AI talent development or retention. We're enthusiastic passengers in a car someone else is driving. Look at the talent migration map. The brain drain is real. Our best AI minds go to Singapore, the US, Europe. This creates a vicious cycle. Less local expertise means less local development, means fewer opportunities, means more brain drain. The foundation model map should alarm everyone. Entire continents have minimal representation. These models will shape how billions interact with technology, yet those billions have no say in their development. So yes, AI can be safe for us if we know more about it, but knowing more isn't just about using ChatGPT better. It's about understanding AI's capabilities, limitations, biases, and impacts. It's about participating in its development, not just its consumption. Let's be honest, do you really understand what AI is? Not the marketing hype, not what tech companies tell you, but actually understand how it works, what it can and can't do, and how it might fail. If you're uncertain, you're not alone. Even experts struggle to keep up. But here's the thing, understanding artificial intelligence risks isn't optional anymore. It's like literacy in the digital age. Without it, others will make decisions that shape your life, and you won't even know it's happening. MIT's AI Risk Repository has cataloged over 1,600 specific AI risks. This isn't fear-mongering. It's the same risk management approach we use for aviation or pharmaceuticals. Stanford's annual AI Index Report provides data-driven insights into global AI development. These resources aren't just academic exercises, they're survival guides for the AI age. Ka Ismail once told me, Etika perlu dikodifikasi. Ethics must be codified. He meant it philosophically, but in AI, it's literal. Every algorithm encodes someone's values. The question is, whose? We learned that knowledge without wisdom is dangerous. AI is the most powerful knowledge tool ever created, but whose wisdom guides it? If we're not present in AI's development, our values, Indonesian values, Islamic values, Eastern values, won't be encoded in systems that will shape our children's futures. My journey from Goa, South Sulawesi to Stanford isn't just personal biography. It represents the diversity of perspectives we desperately need in AI. We need computer scientists who understand local contexts, ethicists who can bridge cultural divides, policymakers who grasp both technology and society. Here's my challenge to you. Don't be passive consumers of AI, be active shapers. Whether you're a student, professional, or concerned citizen, you have a role. Learn about AI not just to use it, but to question it, improve it, and ensure it serves all humanity, not just the privileged few. The Stanford Center for AI Safety isn't just about preventing robot apocalypses. It's about ensuring AI enhances human flourishing across all cultures and contexts. That QR code connects you to our resources, but more importantly, it connects you to a global community working to democratize AI safety. I'll leave you with this thought. In many cultures, we learned that seeking knowledge is obligatory for everyone. In this modern age, understanding artificial intelligence is obligatory for every human, not because we should fear AI, but because we should shape it. The future isn't something that happens to us, it's something we create. Thank you. The conversation about AI safety isn't ending here. For all our sakes, it's just beginning. Please join us in making AI truly safe and beneficial for everyone, everywhere.